Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I'm pretty excited to bring you this one. I just played the end of my main account FUT Champs run, and I genuinely had fun on the game, and I played what I think is my best FC26 yet, and actually I think I had one of the best sessions I've had on FIFA, maybe for years. I played exceptionally well today, and I'm gonna brag about that a little bit, but the point of this video is to bring to you all what it was I did today that was such a difference from the rest of the weekend, from the last couple of weeks maybe I've had on this game, and yeah, just kind of do a little bit of coaching and teaching, some analysis on my own games, and yeah, what it was today that was so different. I scored some really nice build-ups. I held onto the ball really well. I was really dominant over the opponents. I'll show the team. It's a pretty achievable team, of course, if you did Busquets and Alba, but the rest of this team, like 60k SBC here, 90k here, can be also, okay, there's a lot of SBC cards in here, but like, this isn't super pricey. It's not like we've got the Mbappes and Ousmane Dembele's, right? Like, it's a pretty achievable team. I think a lot of you can get. We did get the 4-1-4-1 kind of working in the end. I've been a 4-3-3-2 player this whole year, but they did a patch recently where they changed the left wing and the right wing, and I've not been able to kind of get the, you saw the 15 though in the top corner up there. I've not been able to get the 4-3-3-2 to work for me for now. So we've gone back to the 4-1-4-1, but it took maybe a little bit of learning with this one, but I think I've gotten it working pretty well. And yeah, nothing really else for the intro. The whole point of this video is just going over some gameplay, and yeah, okay, we'll talk about it there. I've got plenty to cover. Okay, to get into things here, we're going to skip forward. I'm skipping the first game and the first bit of the second game here, because I played fairly well, but there's not really much to talk about. It's this game, so of course you're going to score your own through balls every once in a while. Like, I don't have much to comment on from the goals there, but to move into the start of this one, we're looking at goal 3 in this match. We get a nice little pause there, Danny Diaz, as we do the overlap to Cambiasso. We'll cover that one again, but it just waits another second for the run to be completed. And then here, we're not being aggressive, we're keeping it slow, kind of bait them in, move on past. Get a little move down there. Great run from Van de Donk. We get the nice pass on over. So for one, I want to talk about the recognition here. You can play the through ball earlier to Cambiasso, as the overlap's done here. But the longer you wait, the longer it takes for their whole opposition to drop. So they're not really like sprinting back until you get in behind. And so you just get some additional space there. But the main thing I want you to cover, or the main thing I want to talk about this whole video, I guess two main things. One, think about the pockets of space I'm operating in. So as we go through, we're in this, well, let's see Van de Donk's turn. Like, I'm in a pocket here. I'm never going anywhere where I'm like, somebody's closer to me than like 3 or 4 yards. So I've got, not that one. I've got this pocket here where it's got like this space here. And, well, all the space too, but you know. And as we move forward, like, Van de Donk's going to have the same pocket. Danny Diaz is going to have the same pocket. Marion is going to move into the same pocket. Grealish creates his own, like, same pocket. So we're just, I call them pockets. We got this little gap here. We've got this gap here too. So you can see it's like 2, 3, 4 yards between any player there. I'm just never letting them get too close to me where they can do anything. Diaz, we get that right. The opponent gets a little bit closer to me on that one, but he's not manually controlling him, so it doesn't result in anything. The slowdown there with Grealish to kind of pull them forward is super effective. I end up just completely pausing on the ball so that we take a little bit of a breather on the ball almost, and then the opponent just sprints at me and we get on behind. So some good stuff there. I think we'll get into our next goal here, and I think there's two things. I'm also going to cover maybe a little bit more in depth one of these games just because I played really well on defense here too. But two things on this one. One, maintaining the pockets. You'll see as I don't get too close to the opponents. Like here, I'm just not engaging. I'm not getting in any involvements, and we'll just stay like a decent enough distance away from everybody. Every skill move I do is like away from them rather than towards them or into them at all. Every move, every dribble, every left stick is the same thing. Like, we've got that little gap there. I think I can exploit it. We get on through. This skill move here is just away from them entirely. A nice little pass on over. But the other thing on this one is the ball is constantly moving, and sometimes that's passing, sometimes that's me dribbling with a player from where they normally are to somewhere else. But I think to make the pocket thing that I'm talking about today effective, you can't just like maintain in one pocket, because eventually you will get surrounded, eventually they'll be able to close you down. So I'm either trying to bait them into me, but then generate space, but I need to make sure that it will generate the space I'm thinking it will. Or if I'm trying to stay away from them, I don't want the ball to stay in one spot for too long. So you'll see like the ball's just moving and moving and moving. They're always getting it to a new spot. We're not staying stationary. We're just poking and prodding at the defense. The more the ball moves, the more the opponent has to move, the more their AI moves around, the more of a chance there is for something to happen. Think about how many times do you score in this game where if you like stop the ball in one spot and then your AI makes a good run, it never happens. But the more you move the ball around, you get your AI a chance to react to it and make a run around you. I was also doing really well with the L1 and the R1 runs today, but we'll cover that in some of the future clips. Yeah, the main thing for me today is just it playing slow. So this is a good work from DeMaria at first, because if I take this engagement further forward, what happens if I move this direction, right? If I actually get here, will they get to close me down from behind? They might be able to double team me with like two of these players here. And DeMaria gets all the way here, and I get no support. Like this line's going to be before her, right? I'm not going to have any access to passing the ball backwards. I'm not going to have any access to, like, Danny Diaz isn't going to come to support. Van de Donk's not going to come to support soon enough. I don't have anything else. So I don't want to take this engagement, even if it looks open, because I'm not going to have a way to escape it. They're going to close me down from behind and all of that stuff, right? So instead of taking the engagement further forward, I've got to either wait to, A, make their defense less good here, you know, make them so it's not going to be like a 3-on-1 that they've got, or I've got to make it where my AI is going to be a little bit stronger supporting. Maybe she makes this run, and then I can kind of get forward because I'll at least have a passing outlet if I need. So you'll see here with DeMaria. Go back on the clip for a second. When I get in the spot, it could be fraught, but I'm not going to engage too much with it. We'll turn back if I need to. Make sure I'm staying in little pockets. This was the poorest thing I've done in this attack, so that one's a little bit lucky. And I think if the opponent presses tackle, maybe they get the ball back, but the idea being I meant to turn around a little bit more, but I think the dribble went in a direction I didn't anticipate it to. But the rest of the move, really good. And once again, I'm not engaging with the opponent. So I'm not getting close enough where they might be able to make a tackle. We get the pass on over. Same thing here. I could be aggressive with Van de Donk and just get closer to Ngapié. But nope, we'll make the pass on over. We've got a nice little move there. It's just, I'm not getting close enough to them for them to ever be able to defend me. Talk about this one. This is a bit of a silly goal, but it also encompasses the slowness, I mean. So, not concerned at all to get it back to Vicario. He's not going to be able to make the tackle with the attacker there. The main thing about this one, though, Danny Diaz, I just stop. Completely stop the ball dead. And then one touch to get out of his feet, and then the little move on over. So that allows DeMaria's run to get completed a little bit more. He gets further down the pitch. And it pulls their fullback out a little bit more as well. And so we gain just so much space behind. That's what I mean. It's just slow. Like okay, so we do a little thing with Mariona here. I press L1 on her, and then I flick the right stick. There was an L1 tap, and then the right stick flipped up. You see the green arrow show up on the pitch. It sends her to the side. I probably should have done a little bit more diagonal so she gets in the space instead. I do a ping pass across to Grealish. Good, actually, first touch for this. And decent pass from Di Maria, too. He uses his toe with the left foot to get that instead of the right foot. But the rest of this, it's just the slowness. It's just a little bit of, just delay. Just delay, and there's all the benefit you get from it, right? This one, you're going to see a similar slowness. We'll get the ball on back here. Not afraid to hold it with Saliba for a little bit. Move him a little bit over, get the pass on through. Take advantage of the Tiki Plus, of course. And we'll progress the ball over. And this here with Murray, like, it's slow. Like, we're not getting the ball forward too far. I'm making sure I'm holding on to the ball until I need to do something. And it's just generating, like, the opponent moving into me. They're aggressive with the press. Like, he's pulled this player all the way out from that midfield line, all the way forward. Well, now there's a gap, and he's got to cover it with somebody else. This player steps forward. Now I've got even more space with Mariona, right? And the main thing on this one is I've got two options, and I just wait. Because the opponent will have to hard commit to defending one of them. You can't really defend both at the same time. So either he's going to defend Grealish or he's going to defend Diaz. Diaz is probably more dangerous. You want to defend that in the center more. So he does maybe a little bit of R1 press with the center back and then switches over to him. But he's just fraught. It's like I've got two options here. Opponent has to defend one. I just wait. I wait until he has to get even more. He's even more vulnerable, even more exposed. That's all it takes. A little bit of slowness here. And now instead of me like doing this through ball doing this through ball earlier where the center back might be able to recover, he had to do something because we were stretched, and now we just get the easiest move on through. Okay, this one I was annoyed because it results in an offside, but get the defensive play here, swap over to Saliba. The player switching really quick to recognize the danger, just step forward. There was A big thing for me about defending is like leaving the opponent one thing they can do, and so you can just defend that one thing they have left really aggressively. But here, I see he swaps to the center back. He's not controlling that CDM, so I know, well, the threat from behind isn't actually there. He's not really retreating there. I think Camavinga, that is. So I can just move on forward a little bit. And I don't need to move the ball until it gets a little bit more dangerous. So once they step into me, I've got the outlet. I make sure I maintain that outlet the whole time. I know I've got that option and don't need to use it until, you know, the final moment there. But I feel like this is such good play. I mean, the ball's moving all over the pitch. This, unfortunately, Jordy is just offside. We would have had a nice play on over there. Yeah, I think just like keeping my options open. I never get myself in a situation where there's like I say on defense. So the difference between what the opponent and I did is, where's this one? Oh, where do we go? Right here. When the opponent gets in this spot, right? Okay, they do that little cut in. That's about all they've got left. They can only try to make that ball. Like, that pass is covered, that pass is covered. It's probably too risky to try to get to the left mid here, because Cambiasso might be able to step to that. And even so, it's going to be a heavy first touch. So either you've got to do like a slight little dribble with Ayoze, but it's pretty tough because you got yourself in this forward position where like maybe I sprint at you with one of these players here. But this is like the only thing they've got left. Or if they hold on to the ball for too long with Ayoze, this run probably gets completed and then he runs offside and then, your only option left is dribbling. So you've got to probably make this pass pretty quick, and that's what he tries to do. That's about the only threatening thing they can do. If they turn, I can defend it later, that's okay. So I defend this first. And they just got themselves in a situation where that's the only thing they could do. Whereas my whole attack here, you know, I'm just keeping my distance here with Di Maria. I've got multiple passes if I need. I've got passes here, but I don't need anything until now. He steps forward with the center back, but I've got enough space there. I know, like, I've got the space to be able to react in time, so I don't need to kind of panic until I see him step forward. Busquets will trust there with his back to them, and I know I can always use Tiki to get out of any sticky situation. Like I say, I'm just keeping myself like I've got multiple things I can do almost every situation until this one, but he can't defend that pass over. It's offside, unfortunately. But the very next play, very, very similar here. Use the Tiki plus to get on through. Grealish will turn away. Don't need to do anything too much with Danny here, and then we just get a nice pass on over. Nice little left stick. Good move there, Van de Donk. Finally getting the dribbling to work for me a little bit better than I have recently. Like I say, it's just slow. I'm not risking anything. I'm not getting into any positions where I'm compromised. I've got that little turn with Diaz, and like even here, I know I've got backwards here to get into because I've got enough of a pocket. De Jong hasn't tracked back far enough where I'm like going to run out of space, right? I just turn around and like I've either got this to Van de Donk, and if I don't, I've got my secondary options. I can backheel this to Mariona. I can play it all the way back to Busquets. I've always got multiple things I can do to escape in case the situation turns bad. A nice little left stick there from Van de Donk. That's the press plus and the good body type. We'll take that one. Okay, I'll finally talk about it in this video. A lot of you point out this in my YouTube comments, and I saw this on the live stream quite a bit today. And I appreciate how many of you recognize it. I just don't sprint. I'm not even going to look at the play. Okay, I'm sprinting here. I'm just looking at my R2 button. I'm sprinting there. A little bit there. Like, this whole move, I sprint with Grealish. I don't think I've sprinted with anybody else this whole time. It's just this benefit of, if you're not sprinting, you're not progressing the ball into them. I'm always, like I say, I'm keeping that pocket. I'm not needing to get away in any regard. I'm not needing to make the game, like, more stretched. I'm just inviting the opponent into me and then making sure I've got my options open. So, a little bit of sprinting there, of course. There's the Tiki plus. But like I say, it just, as you're watching these clips, take a look, because like I'm literally never pressing that R2 button, almost never. I also want to point out in these, like, not only am I not sprinting, but I'm holding onto the ball for more today than I tend to in most of my matches. Like, I think a lot of this game is, you know, you just get kind of forward and you get your attack done as quick as you can. And today I'm actually managing to have possessions that last 20, 30 real life seconds, right? That one's poor. That was a poor decision from me, though we'll get it right back. It's going to move from elbow. We'll take advantage of the tiki-taka once again. Nice little turns here. Like I say, I'm getting the dribbling to work today. Like I think a problem I've had with the dribbling, I think recently, is I've gotten too aggressive with it. I'm too likely to step into the opponents. And here I'm just using the dribbling almost like it was that first week. You know, the fidget spinning everyone complained about? Well, it's because you kept your back to the opponent. Maybe I've gotten back to that a little bit more. I just got kind of used to trying to dribble into the opponents or do skill moves into them, whereas now it's just like, no, I'll keep the pocket. I'll move a little bit away from you and keep my back to you. Every time's a little turn. I've got enough distance from you and my back to you, so you can't just make a tackle like in an instant. It's gonna take at least a second for you to get there, and then that whole second allows me time to react to it. And so this one here, this is technically a kickoff goal, but I think we hold on to possession for about 35 seconds here. So for all kickoff goals, I mean, this is just good holding on to the ball, man. Like I'm saying, we're playing really well today. So not moving the ball anywhere I don't need to. Not reacting as if I'm under any threat. Good little turnover there from Diaz. That's what I like about the responsiveness of these cards, of course. Nice move down there. Look at this in the end. Little give and goes. We'll go down. We'll get the pass all the way across. I mean, it's such good play. Just watching it back, like, I'm smiling about this, right? And we're utilizing a lot of our cards. Like, I'm sure almost everybody gets a touch on the ball here. Does Mariona at any points? Because the rest of our offensive line does. Busquets, Grealish, Di Maria. No, it's only Mariona who doesn't then. Van de Donk here. Oh, no, Mariona does. Okay, so it involves all 6 attacking players and Cambiasso at some point. But it's just, like, we got good AI. But I think part of that's from me just, like, I keep turning back. I think the AI is making good runs for me because I'm never getting myself isolated. I'm moving into positions where I'm, like, open and I have options, and I think the AI is responding well to it. Whereas if you get yourself in just, like, little corridors where you're guarded, you're like those 3-on-1s where you just get cut off, I think your AI kind of stops responding because there's nothing for them to run into that would be open. But here, like, we move back to the Grealish. We've got our players, like, doing these last little rotations as well. Mariona and Grealish kind of swap here. Diaz and Van de Donk kind of swap at some point, I think. Not quite in this one, but they have in some of the other attacks. It's good movement, and like I say, I keep turning away from the opponent, I keep holding on to the ball, I'm not rushing anything, and we're super successful like this. This one is nice too. I think it starts from here. This is something I've talked about before, where you defend, like, I don't need 2 center backs to guard 1 striker, so I'm going to step out with 1 center back, knowing that the other's covering. I got that little bit of a threat with Saliba. I just punched out my puff card. Excuse me. I don't know how I managed that. Yeah, we do a little bit of threat with Saliba, and that just makes them think they need to make this pass earlier than they need to. St. Just is covering. It's a nice thing about a 92 pace quick step center back, of course, but he'll cover that perfectly fine. And now again, I think we hold on to the ball for another like 30 seconds here and utilize a good number of the team. Nice little triangle there. We kind of encourage one of the opponents in and pulls the cam all the way over. We'll just go back to escape it, and then Busquets, good little pocket here. Get down. Tiki plus into Tiki base into Tiki plus. Grealish could pass on over, and look at that for a ball. And the left foot finish. Now I'm lucky here, because Grealish with the 3-star weak foot, he is like 95 finishing or something on the come style. But it's kind of lucky for this to get through. But just look at the triangles, the connections we've got. Diaz dropping all the way. I like that. Diaz dropping out almost lets Di Maria and Grealish make better runs. We've got like no other striker up, but we do have Grealish and Di Maria making those runs. It's just the slowness, and I think me playing slow on the ball is really encouraging the opponent to drag their players all around too. But I'm again really happy with it. That's great vision to see that one. I feel like I'm playing so well, man. This move's a little bit silly, but the opponent has to be aggressive. 85th, down 1, has to chase the game a bit. Nice there from Van de Donk. Kind of runs away, makes the opponent come to me once again, and just opens up even more space and more timing for Di Maria to make that run. Here I do another direction, like aimed run. I don't know, directional run. L1 and then flick the right stick down diagonally. And Diaz to send him a little bit away, I think, just gets him into slightly better space there. Makes him open enough to receive the pass, even if it's not great here. Some decent play from him, although a little bit lucky. And okay, well, we're going to score the free kick somehow. I don't know how this one goes in. It's close enough to Magnon, I believe that is. Should save it, but palms it into the post. Oh well, we'll take it. I think we're just going to go ahead and watch this whole game because there's not a whole lot I do wrong this match. And it's a quick one. Like, really, really quick, I promise. Let's see defensively. So another kind of similar moment where, like, I've defended this in a way. Like, I've taken away the wing. The rest of my team's in good enough position where all they've really got left, once they get it here, well, I'm kind of covering, or this is like the one thing they've got open. Hard to back heel here. Di Maria might get that, and that might be unsuccessful. They can kind of pass it back there. Otherwise, they just got to hold on to the ball for a while. So I use Mariona to threaten kind of being able to get there, and then this player switch just in time to step up with St. Just, because I don't think he does that automatically. But I'm like, okay, this is probably more likely. This isn't super dangerous, because it's just kind of one player here. It's not like they've got any other options for a while. So I'll take away this one first, or at least threaten to take it away. With Mariona either able to step over here and intercept, or step down here and make the tackle. We just get the switch perfectly in time. So this is what I mean. Like, cover one thing and then immediately with the player switch, know the next thing to cover. Like, before you even finish defending your one thing, you should know what the next thing to defend is. And that, in this case, is the one pass they've kind of got over. Great switch, and we step on up there. And then here, super slow build-up. That's what I mean. Like, if I get forward with Cambiasso here, he gets isolated. So I know I've got my option open back there with Di Maria. We'll just utilize that. Could switch over to Busquets. Decent play here. This really annoys me. I know the strength stat has to matter, and Araujo, although Mariano's strength isn't super low, I think it's like 75 maybe. But yeah, I mean, okay, strength needs to matter, but the way you just get like run over from behind this year, they do need to adjust this in my opinion, because I don't feel like I should lose it like that, you know. But hey, on defense here, I think a little bit kind of unlucky there with Saliba to not. I feel like that's a good step to cover that. But it knocks him off the first touch enough where it just, the run gets into St. Just. So we'll complete that, once again, pretty well defended there. This is me just doing, I think that's L1 stop after L1 stop. Yeah, you can see me just tap the L1 button. If you tap L1 without holding the left stick in any direction, you'll get that little just complete stop on the ball. And that's kind of helping me maintain the pocket. Like, I'm not moving myself into the opponent at all. I'm just kind of maintaining the spacing I've got. It's almost like, well, I can't walk slower than this. I would if I could, but I can't. But we'll utilize this to just kind of, you know, progress up the field a little bit slower. That allows Mariano's run to get completed a little more. We also pull Frankie's AI a little bit further away, which makes Alba even more open there. Get the ball on through. Alba's, of course, got great passing. A little over the top from Mariona. Creative here from Grealish. We get the tickies on in. Good play there, and we'll hold on to it for a bit here with Danny. Get the pass on down with his tickie. I think, was there a little bit of shielding there, did I do? L2? Yeah, the tiniest L2 press, which works on her with Press Proven Plus and Bruiser Base. So she turns around well there before the opponent's able to get to it. Who is that defender? That's an L Unique Evo, who I'm planning on doing too. But yeah, like I say, this is just super slow. This is super controlled. It's good play here from Grealish. It just pulls the fullback even further back, so Alba's in even more space now. Mariona, good combinations here. Good turn, and the same thing with Diaz. It's like, okay, well, I could threaten this to go and shoot right away, but I'm going to step into them, which means more threat for a block or more threat for a tackle. So I'm going to maintain the pocket. Like, I've got this, I'm surrounded by, what, 6 players here? But I'm in a gap. Nobody's able to close me down. And I kind of threaten to step one way, and then I move back into the pocket. Same thing here. Move back into the pocket. Down to Van de Donk. And we just kind of encourage Reinders to step away. Get the skill move on down. Threaten to kind of keep on going down towards the bottom of the pitch there, and then get the turn on inside. So El Unique just moves out of position. We get the cut back up. And once again, I think just such good play. The next goal here, I actually forget. I know it was a decent one, because I think I watched this one after the match and just went, wow, yeah, this was good. Not the best defending there from me, but they didn't have any threat, so I was okay being a little more aggressive. It's not like they were going to be able to do anything from that position. It's going to slow there from Busquets. Slow here from Van de Donk. We get the turn. Nice little pass down there. Grealish, great cut here. I'm threatening. I'll let it play out from here, but I'm threatening to pass to Busquets. He covers that. We get a nice turn away. Once again, I've pulled Frankie de Jong into me. That opens up space elsewhere. I see the offside trap, and so I just kind of move away from it. And this one, little skill move on down. I think that's a give and go. The double tap pass, of course, they are powerful. But on a move like this, where once again, I've held the ball here for a full I don't know what that is, 30 seconds here, you know? I feel like these moves are so good. A lot of the other goals I've been scoring, I'm only holding the ball for like 10 seconds, you know? So these ones actually generate a move where most of my team's touching the ball at some point. I'm getting, you know, stringing 15 passes together or so maybe. Such a great move there too. Okay, so first thing we'll cover on this one is the offside trap. You see that get applied here. He tries to pull his team on forward, you see. And watch as I see that and I move away. Like, okay, I don't want to move into that because they just pulled everybody forward. It means none of these passes are available. I do have one outlet if I need, but I'll just step away. The offside trap is really powerful if you try to attack right into it, but it's really poor because their whole team has to reset. And so actually attacking from here is a little bit easier. Get a good skill move there. Everybody's in good space. I mean, it's a good run there. And this is L1 with Grealish, right? Or is it not? I thought it was. No, I guess that's an automatic run. I swore I pressed L1 there, but it doesn't look like it. Yeah, this whole move, I don't know what to tell you. This is such good play. And this makes the guy leave. I mean, so the whole thing here, as a takeaway, we'll get into the final game. I don't have as much to say about the final one. I tried to showboat. I tried to get some decent like skill move goals, and I wasn't quite able to get them most of the time. So we'll leave it playing in the background a little bit here. But the main takeaways from this: utilize those pockets, utilize having your back to the opponent, so they can't just rush you down and tackle you immediately. But yeah, just make sure like this with Van der Donk, move back into a pocket. We'll move the ball forward into a pocket. Yeah, there was a little bit fraught, so I'll make sure I'll just kind of run away from it. Get it to Di Maria, move back on down. Unfortunately, that one does get saved. I think it was good attack otherwise. I don't think I aimed the shot correctly, so that is on me. I love being able to do this with this team. Like, Mariona's meta, but not a lot of people use her. Di Maria's technically meta. I do see him once in a while. Alba and Busquets, of course. But then Grealish, I don't know if I've ever faced. It's a short corner. I feel like the attack before deserved a goal, but was this another offside step? It was, yeah. Grealish with really good AI, once again. Hey, anyway, we'll take advantage of the short corner there. But like I said, utilize the pockets, keep your back to the opponent. As soon as it looks like that pocket is closing, know your outlets so you've got something else to do. But the main thing with the pockets is making sure you do have a way out of it. So like I'm always moving into a space where I have at least one passing lane, because I trust that the opponent has to defend one thing. And as long as I've got two things, they can't do anything about it. And that's the main thing. If you can take away one thing from this video, make sure no matter what you're doing, you've got two options. So I can always, like, I've always got at least one pass open, and I trust myself enough to dribble. Like here, I had the pass to Cambiasso. I lost everything else. Like I didn't trust being able to make either of these two passes. I don't think I can pass it to Diaz here. Maybe with a square pass, put it in the air. I just turn away. We'll just recycle. I'm like, you know what? I lost my options. I'm not going to risk anything here with Cambiasso. I'm not going to sprint forward. I'm not going to, again, get myself into a situation I'm likely to lose the ball. We're just escape. And now I've got, you know, I'm back in the situation. I've got like 4 options I can do here. There's a bunch I can do with Busquets, right? But, and that's where you're powerful, right? Because you can build your whole attack from here. And I'm just keeping that situation. Oh, poor. Yeah, that one, not so great. But I'm trying to keep those situations where it's just, you know, able to do multiple things at a time. Because if you get yourself into a situation where like your pass gets closed down and then they start defending the dribble, like they rush you down and you can't dribble in time, that's when you're fraud in this game, right? That's when you're vulnerable, you're susceptible. In situations like that where I've got the pass I'm able to... I didn't quite think. I could have done better there with Mariona as I'm watching this back. Yeah, but again, it's good play. I make the wrong decision every once in a while on these, absolutely, right? Like, I can't score with every single attack. But I'm getting myself the positions to be able to score with him, right? Ooh, that one's a little lucky. I'll take the finish with Grealish. Grealish, what a potential man of the weekend performance from him. Man of the match day, whatever you want to call it. I am lucky there with the nutmeg on the pass. But still, like, I've got so many things here to do. It's just, these attacks are so effective. I am utilizing some more of the L1 runs, like I said, to get more players just up the pitch if need be. So I've got, you know, players around that I can escape things with. But yeah, Use those pockets. Use all the spacing you've got. Make sure you're not getting yourself in situations you're just gonna, be able to be closed down and at risk of losing it. And I think the more you do that, the more you just get forward and maintain your options. You get forward again, maintain your options. You go back, but then you've got multiple things you can do, and you go forward again, and you maintain the ability to do multiple things, and that just makes it hard. Like this one. This is the one I've actually gotten myself. It looked like I had multiple things I could do. But then I felt a little bit at risk of the dribble. I thought he might sprint me down with Frankie like he was. And then you maul, he goes and covers that pass, and now I've got nothing left to do. I could maybe try to get this to Mariano. Or maybe I could like precision pass this to Danny Diaz. I don't see those. So even if I've got options, I'm not able to use them at the moment. I didn't see them at all. So this is one where I got myself in a situation of actually I'm out of options. And here, I just pass it back to Jordy earlier. I think because Mariano's gone forward, and even if I'm able to get it to her, she doesn't have great options from here. She'd have to go back to Vanderdonk. There's no real benefit of going like here to here versus just going here to here, So I think in this situation, I'm getting forward. I don't need to. Just get it back to Jordy earlier. I'm able to do whatever I need to with him from there. I probably move inside and then threaten. Maybe I can go this way. Maybe I can just go over here and then get the pass back on down to Grealish, something like that. But this is a situation, you see, this is the first time I've pointed that out all day today, where like I got myself in a spot and I didn't know how to get myself out. And that's what I mean. Just keep your things open. Keep the ability to do, your ability to escape if you need to. And that from now is, I think, going to be how I try to play this game. I am, a little bit showboating, I think, here with Grealish. I get really close. I hold on to the ball for so long here, but I couldn't pick out a final skill move to do at the end. Like, I've moved this guy around so much. And then here, okay. This would have been a beautiful goal if the shot goes in, but it gets blocked by his head, which is kind of funny. She's offside, right? No? We get it back to Grealish? Oh, this one's a little unfortunate because the tackle was missed there. But he recovers in time and gets the next one. Oh, well. Anyway, it was offside. It didn't matter, I guess. Yeah, it's just super good play for me today. And this is the other thing. So I've said the thing about the pockets a billion times. The other thing, I'm just not sprinting. I'm like never pressing the R2 button. So I've always got like, I'm never in a state with my players where I'm vulnerable and because when you sprint, your passes get worse. When you're at a higher pace, the passes are worse, the dribbling is worse. You can't really like do skill moves out of it. But when I'm at the low pace, I can do any skill move I need. I can do any pass I need. So even here with Diaz, it's like, yeah, I've gotten forward, but not with great timing. This one, I let it drop a little bit. I think I got to the final game. Like I say, I'm trying to showboat. We get, I think, a couple chances in the second half. I think I get like a bunch of short corners in a row. And then we finally score ours. Oh, man. How do I not score from here? I guess I aimed that one wrong. But again, looks like good play. Move the ball around from the short corner. Am I just showboating again? No, I take the shot. Okay, from here. It's a good pass on down, actually, back to Di Maria. Down again. I think I've got my escape backwards if I need to. Imagine, I go back out wide. Probably going to go center there, yeah. Mariano with a Tiki plus. A little bit lucky there. Pass on over. Skill move. Oh, that's poor. We probably went right back, though, it looks like here, yeah. Skills, try to pull his fullback out a little. We succeed. The pass on back, some Tiki plus. I didn't see that to Vanderdonk. Ooh. I can probably make that pass right away to her and just take a first-time shot. As it is, we're trying to trust Mariano with the pass. Ooh. Oh, that one gets blocked too. Like I said, I'm threatening this guy so much, though. Like, I'm able to get into the box with so many of these attacks. I've had like 3 short corners now in a short space of time. Get down to Vanderdonk, and I think I scored this. No, it's another. This poor guy. Okay, he's had to defend like 4 short corners now. Di Maria. It's Saliba here, who we don't really want on the ball, so we get it away from him. Move back out to Grealish. Give and go. That probably opens space in the midfield to go back onto, once again with the retreat. And Di Maria, there we go. We finally get our goal. Just super good play. Like every time I'm pulling their opposition around, I'm just opening up space somewhere else. And yeah, you get these, unfortunately. You see me do this attack time and time again. And I'm tired of it by now. I hate the cutbacks. This is too strong. You get the ball out wide, you know, pull their opponents around. The center midfields drop, the fullback follows you to drop, and that opens up someone somewhere back, right? And it needs to be somewhat effective. I just wish there were other ways to attack. So, hey, it is what it is. We have to take advantage of those sometimes. But, I mean, I had so many good moves before that. I think that's the final goal in this one. They score, okay. But it doesn't matter at the end of the match, so... There we go for 15-0. For all the complaints I've had about this game recently, for the difficulty we had, for the moving away from the 4-3-3-2, I'm really happy to get this one done today. So I think we played super well. Hopefully there was something to learn in here. If you can, let me know how this goes. I really want to see, I want to hear from all of you how you're getting on with trying your attacks with never sprinting. Don't press the R2 button. There's a reason, like, Danny Diaz has quick step just by chance. Nobody else here, I think, for this whole front line has quick step or rapid. I don't have them. I don't need them. I don't want them. I'd rather not have them, honestly. I don't utilize them. It doesn't matter. I'd rather just keep my team slow and keep in control of the ball, because I'd rather score these like 35, 40-second goals than like the 10-second ones where, you know, you're barely on possession of the ball. I just feel like I'm more threatening. I'm certainly better at playing this way. This is the way I want to play, and of course I'm better at that, but it's also proving effective in us for I'm getting back to the 15s. So hopefully you did enjoy. If you find this successful, if you try to implement this yourself, definitely let me know. And yeah, I'll catch you all on the next one. Take it easy, everybody. Peace.